to the cooking part of the stream. I hope you guys check if all the cameras are working. Just make sure, you know, one of them always gets stuck. So, oh my god, I don't know what to start today, to be honest. I have so many things to do. All right, we gotta start somewhere. So, are we back yet? Yeah, we are back. So, what we're doing tonight is we're gonna make some spinach pie. We're gonna make the dough. We're gonna make the filling, the mixed stuff in there. We are going to do a trifle, which is gonna consist of, I will show you now. We're gonna use this. This is kantaifi pastry. I have it up here because it was frozen just to open it up. Looks like hair. So this is too much. So see how much I need. Start putting it in the oven. Start cooking this. It needs to be cooked a little bit. Else 80. So see what I'm gonna need here. I will show you in a second. Do this. Need, because the rest we probably might do something else with it. Don't know yet. See, I've spinach pie. I've never made it before. So from the looks of things, we're gonna need a bit less than it. So this, we're gonna use this for the trifold, basically. So let me find. I'll show you now. This is what we're gonna do. Instead of putting biscuits, we're gonna use this. I kind of like this a little bit better. Maybe corner there. Underneath. So this will be good. Okay. As you do know, my camera here in the kitchen is a little bit slow. So what we're going to do is actually I'm going to put this in with this, because this goes in instead of changing phase all the time. Okay, so if you guys have any questions as we go along, as usual, feel free to ask them. We're going to make some syrup. So let's put the sugar first, actually. We have another glass. Oh, there is. Okay. Sugar. We're gonna make a heavy syrup. That means we're gonna put more sugar than water in this. So we're gonna go for. Oh my god! Hold on, let me get the other one. This is a bit frozen. Go. So we need to start putting things to do between the two things we're going to cook. So we're going to go back and forth a lot. Okay. Did this look a little bit too much? Let's go 2 and 1. I don't need more. Do. Right. This will take a while to boil and melt and all that. Let's start with that. The other one is in the oven working. So until these things are done, give it a little bit like that for the sugar. Doesn't get stuck on the bottom. So make a syrup. We're starting to cook the pastry as well. So the next thing we're going to do, which I haven't done it before, so we'll see how that's going to go, is make the dough for spinach pie. Which is a very simple recipe. The ingredients are very easy: flour, water, and olive oil. So let's start with that one. Well, we don't have the exact measurements for this. So we're gonna wing it like we did with pizza. We did the pizza dough. So I'm gonna start with half the flour on this. We're gonna go for approximately 4 nice big tablespoons of olive oil. 1, 2, 3, 4 and a bit. 2. And of course, set water. Start with that. I don't know how much water is going to take, so I'm going to start with a little bit. As you do know, I do hate mixing things. So if I could find this just to get it started, you know, if you get all the watery stuff out the way, before I put my hands in this. So, like I said, we're going to be going back and forth between the different things we're going to be doing because, you know, waiting for one thing to cook, get ready. Okay. I don't think we're going to need any more water, but we are going to need more flour. Time for my hands to get at work. Flour, the part I hate. Flour. Basically, we just keep going with flour until it doesn't get stuck to our hands. It needs a little bit. You can feel it when you're working it. You can feel it. I hope the camera is. Try and put this here. Maybe that will help. You can see it's still getting stuck in my hands. This is why I hate making doughs. It's the whole stickiness of things. Make them like to get sticky. It's getting there. It's getting. I'm just trying to get all the flour from around the corners and everything. Might need a little bit more. We're gonna leave this to rest for a little bit until we do everything else. I hate those. I don't know. Do you have anybody here who is likes to make bread or pies and they make their own dough? You like you know, hands-on kind of people? I hope you guys can hear me, right? Don't have any microphone problems, right? Okay, I think we're good now. Have a little bit more. Good to go. Of course, you can always do this if you have one of those, you know, kitchen mixers, the big ones, the hook. Looks like we need a little bit more than getting stuck in my hands. I wish, you know, moms and grandmoms that had what you call it, recipes with precise kind of measurements like professionals do. You know what I mean? They're always like, oh, you know, put it in there until it doesn't stick to your hands, and that's it. You're good. So we are good. It's not sticky anymore. So I don't want to make a lot, although I think the mixture we'll be making in a minute to fill the spinach pie will be significantly a lot more than what we're going to be able to do with this dough. It looks like we're good. Doesn't get stick. Okay. So we're going to put this on the side for now. Here we'll do. Just clean my hands a little bit. See how our syrup is doing. Eat those. Okay, so next step, let's take these things out of the way. Let's start by preparing the mixture we're going to put in the spinach pie. Let me first roll to this. Nice. All the sugar is melted. Turn it down slightly so it doesn't boil up and I have issues. Right, next thing we need to do is start cutting the spinach for the spinach pie. Gonna go grab my knife, start here. Second. Right, this I already bought it this morning. I washed it, I cut it, I cleaned all the, you know, the bad leaves and all that you get from that. So you can cut this in any size you want. A lot of people say, you know, just cut it by hand like you do in a salad. I don't. Well, that is one problem that I have a lot of the times, equity as well. The fact that, you know, I want to do things like you're thinking like, now it would be nice if I had this, and this to make that. And it's like, oh, I can't be asked to go to the shop, or it's a Sunday, things are closed, you know. It's a shame, really. Then again, you can't have everything 24/7. So I'm trying to do this fairly small pieces. I think I've bought a little bit too much, but this is gonna shrink. It's not gonna stay as the same volume. We're gonna put it through the frying pan here. There's two ways of doing this. You can either put it in a frying pan and what's the word? Soften it up, or you can wash it. You can add a certain amount of salt and just wait for it to shrivel up. Well, yeah, I mean, you know, with some parts of Greece now that they have put the lockdown already, because our lockdown starts tomorrow here. You know, people were trying to go out for one last stroll, one last drink, one last meal, like in a restaurant. That's what I mean, one last meal. Because we don't know really, in effect, nobody knows. Regardless of the fact they say, you know, it's going to be for only 1 month and all that. Nobody knows if it's going to be for 1 month or it's going to be for more. So people just want to, you know, go out, make sure, have that one last thing. Because it could be a month, it could be 2 months. Here in Greece they say for 1 month. But I don't trust politicians, really. I mean, I don't think even the doctors and the scientists have an accurate idea of, you know, how long this might take or not take. So I wouldn't disagree with the people that say, you know, I want to go out just to make sure that. Yeah, I try to do that as well, but I do have a little bit of an advantage myself. The fact that I live in a very small town, we don't have any virus cases yet here, right? So, being a small town, we have no coronaviruses. We all wear our masks. We all go do all the proper things we need to do. So, you know, we're a bit more mobile, you know what I mean? We're not so restricted not to go out and all this. I mean, we try and keep, you know, all the things the government says. We don't go out after the afternoon, but yeah, we'll go to the supermarket, we'll put our mask. We don't feel the same kind of fear for our health because of the fact that we don't have any cases where I live. Everybody's wearing masks. There's only a few people. A good thing, you know, to feel safe, secure. Oh no, where I live, we're about in the winter. You're looking at a maximum of like 2,000 people. That's it. It's really small. Oops. Alright, this one's done. I put it a little bit too high. So let me show you this. This usually comes out like this, nice and crispy. You can see it's already red. Our syrup is ready. Take that leaf out. Usually if you put this in the oven, if you do this, you need to sprinkle it with some melted butter, which I didn't do because this trifle we're doing, we don't want the butter in there. Okay, I'm going to turn off the syrup. We're going to leave it there. So I'm going to move this at the back. We don't need it at the moment. Okay, just need to cook that for a little bit. And that's that. We're going to carry on with the mixture we're trying to do for the spinach pie. We just did the spinach. But, sorry, it's a lot of things I need to bring out. Just don't have the room in this kitchen. So we're taking out one at a time. Next one, we're going to go for a little bit of spring onion. Yeah, the area you're moving, Equity, is great, man. I mean, like, really great. Remember last time on the stream, we've seen the photos there. If I had the money, I would probably move there myself, man. Because, you know, I have to travel abroad and all that. That's why. So this is spring onion. We're not going to put a lot. Okay. So just a bit for the flavor. All this is going to get mixed. So let's put some of the greenies as well. I like the green part myself. That's enough because we're going to add the leek, and the leek is going to bring more of that oniony kind of flavor in there as well. Let me get the leek. Where did I put it? Oh, there it is. Leek. Here we go. Just the bottom of it. Don't need the green stuff on the leek. As always, guys, these are pre-washed. I do my preparation before I come to the stream. So always wash your veggies nice and thoroughly. In it goes. Syrup. We're gonna leave the syrup there. We need it to cool down a little bit before we use it. And we're almost done with the mixture. I mean, the mixture with the vegetables is done. You could add, if you wanted to, some dill, but I don't like dill in this myself. Alright, so that's done. Sorry, trying to keep clean here a little bit as well, as much as possible. Next step is, now we're going to soften this up. So in they go. This might take a while till they soften up. So the volume will go down as they will start to soften up. The volume will go down. We're still going to put them back in the bowl, but let's do that first. And once we're done with this, we're going to start with the cream that we're going to put on the trifold. And that cream will take a while because I need to read the recipe. We have to be exact on the amounts, you know, the sugar and all that. I'm going to bring my scales out. So the oven is already preheated. So we'll do this. Then we'll start the cream because the cream needs to sit down for a bit before we can use it. While it's cooling down, we will do the pastry with the dough we did for the spinach pie. We'll open up, start filling up. Put them into the start putting them in the oven, and then we'll move on to do the rest of the parts of the rest of the recipes, one step at a time. I'm sorry we go back and forth. I'm trying to do this to minimize time, you know what I mean, between the things. While one is cooking, the other one is cooling down, and so on and so forth. So if you ever want to do this, but we'll have the video, so I'll do the write-up underneath it so you can do it through the write-up. So otherwise, if we do one thing at a time here, then probably we'll be here for a couple of hours doing this. In the meantime, until this is warmed up, I'm gonna bring my scales here so you guys can watch. I'm not out of the cameras. Okay. So for the cream, we're gonna need to have 125 grams of sugar. So let's just measure a few things up while we wait. Unfortunately, when you're making cakes and sweets and all that, you don't have the luxury of, you know, winging it. You know what I mean? You can't say, "Oh, I put too much salt. It's okay. I'll add some water, some tomato is gonna be okay." When it comes to cakes, you need to be precise, otherwise it doesn't really work. Okay, so the sugar goes here because we're gonna warm this up with the milk coming up in a second. So let's put that one there temporarily. I can hear this is starting to sizzle. We're gonna start mixing it up a little bit. Yes, I will make a mess tonight. Don't worry about it. We don't want to cook it. We just want to, you know, soften it up. So yes, I will make a mess. I'm really bad at mixing things myself. So then we need a bowl. Put the bowl here. Start putting all the solids. So we're gonna need 25 grams of flour. 25 grams. 25. Okay. Flour goes in. Okay, then we need 25 grams of corn flour. Corn flour, we don't mean flour made of corn, we mean the solidifying agent. Corn flour. Hope I have 25 grams here. I did buy another one, just hoping this is enough. I am lucky, it's actually 25. But empty. That one goes in as well. Gotta keep an eye on this. As you can see, the volume of the spinach and all that is already going down. That's why we're doing this. So all the moisture will go out. So it won't go to our dough when we put it in the oven. Like I said, we don't want to cook it. We just need to soften it up. What else we have here? Well, that's it for that. So we're gonna put this on the side for a minute. This needs eggs in here. We're gonna put them later when we're ready to do this. In a couple of minutes when we're done with this mixture. So let me get the milk out and the heavy cream out. We're gonna need all of those things. As always, the recipe is underneath the stream. And you can also use the command menu if you guys want to see it. There we go. Just a little bit longer on this. And we're ready to go. What I'm going to do, because I see it has quite a bit of moisture in there. So I'm going to turn this off. And we're going to put it on the sieve so we let all these juices to run out. We don't want them. But we can leave it here for a little bit longer. Okay, I turn it off, but the heat is still there. So next step we need, let's see, move on with the cream here. 300 ml of milk. This, I'm gonna use this one. The water in there. So which side shows ml? Let's see. This one, liquid. 300. Whee! There we go. The recipes are not hard, they just take a little bit of time because they have a lot of like different ingredients. That's it. And we're also going to need 250 of heavy cream, which I have right here. If you're using knives like I do, be careful. 250 it says, so I'm going to have some spare. So I'm hoping that so far we haven't done something that you guys consider difficult. I hope. Okay, 250 is there. In it goes. I put slightly a little bit more because I know there's going to be some stuck in the bowl here. We're done with this as well. Okie dokie, that's done. Let me just put the milk back in the fridge. Man, I definitely need a bigger, much bigger kitchen to do these things. Okay. So spinach looks okay. Just gonna put it back. Let me show you. I have a sieve here. So we'll let the all the liquids run through, and we're gonna give it a minute to cool down so we can work with it. Okay, we don't want to burn ourselves. So, 1 second. I'm missing. Maybe I'll just use this. Do this. Nice. Right, we don't need this, but it's burning. Leave it here. The syrup is ready, so it's not really full down, but let's do it now. What we're gonna do with the syrup is we're just gonna add a little bit of it to the kantaifi pastry we have here. I've made a lot because I'm gonna use for other stuff. Just with a tablespoon, just sprinkle it around, you know. I'm going like in lines. Just need this to soften up a little bit. Give it some sweetness. Of course, there's gonna be more stuff going on top of it, so it's not gonna be by any means hard or crunchy. And, you know, you can put as much as you want. This thing will absorb most of it, but because we're gonna have the cream, we're gonna have the jello as well going on top. I don't want to go overboard. I think that's enough. Not gonna put any extra sugar on the cream. We're not gonna put any extra sugar on the jello either. I don't feel it's needed. So, starting on with the cream now. So we're gonna put those there just to warm up. We don't need to boil those, just to warm them up. So this goes at the back to let it bring up the syrup. We're going to get the bowl. We put in the corn flour, the normal flour, corn flour, and we're just gonna add the eggs now. 3 eggs. Let's hope I don't have any problems with these. I usually have my own eggs. My mom has chicken. This I had to buy because we ran out. Our dough is sitting at the back. Nice. Where is my... There it is. So this we just need to mix up just to make a nice mixture here in the bowl. Now we have the sugar, we have the milk and the heavy cream warming up. We don't want them to boil, we just need them to warm up. Because we're gonna be adding this in here, part of it. I mean, if you want, you could easily get one of those ready-made creams for making sweets. You know, you just add the milk cold, you whip it, and you're done. But I know this one has heavy cream and milk and eggs, and also gonna have a little bit of butter at the end of it. But it's definitely worth it. It's such a nice cream that it would be a shame when you're making a sweet not to make it good. Okay, that one is ready. Let me just double check my recipe here a little bit, because like I said, we have to be precise with this. We don't want to screw it up. I'm trying to read because I don't remember at which part we actually add the butter. I think we add it at the end. Okay. So one more thing we need to add in there is vanilla flavor. I don't have fresh vanilla, but I do have vanilla essence in powder, which we are going to add. These little capsule thingies, which they open up fairly difficult. You need to use your teeth or a knife, but I don't like to use knives. Mix it in there. This won't take long to warm up. I mean, if you have a thermometer, you need 60 degrees. If not, I'm using my finger. When it's warm, it's warm. Gonna take about a minute. This one ready. So it's going on standby as well. Lots of things on standby. As you see, we're going from one to the other, to the other, to the other. Okay. Spinach is cooling down. We're going to put it back in the bowl because we need to add some more things to it. Okay. As you can see, it really shriveled down to almost nothing. I mean, this thing was full. Now it's there. So I'm going to give it a minute. While this is trying to cool down, we're going to add a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, all the nice little things we usually add to these things. As always, salt and pepper is to your own taste. It's up to you how much you want to put. Since my mom is going to be eating, I'm not going to go overboard on the pepper as I usually do. And on this, you're also going to add, as the recipe says underneath, a little bit of feta cheese, which I'm about to get out there. On the cheese, I mean, you could possibly use another type of white cheese. Do not put yellow cheese in that. I'm going to put this big lump, which of course we need to break in there. Actually, this might be a little bit too much for this specific amount of spinach, but it doesn't matter. Like we said, if you like it, you eat it. No one can tell you what you like. Right, the oven's still on. Let me check the milk here a little bit. It started making nice noises, like it's warming up. It needs a little bit more. I'll try to be careful with the mixture there in the milk, because milk has a bad tendency, and the bad tendency is that you're thinking, nah, it needs another 5 minutes, and all of a sudden, boom, it boils up, and when it boils up, it goes really frothy and it goes all over the place. So this is still warm, but by the time we go back to work on this, it will be okay. I'm also speeding things up a little bit because of the stream. If you have the time, I would definitely recommend, instead of putting in the frying pan, I would definitely recommend something like wash it, cut it, put it with in a big bowl with salt, and let it shrivel down over time. It will take about 2 hours for that to shrivel down with the salt, which apparently we don't have tonight. But this also goes to the side. All the things go to the side tonight. Need to start paying a bit more attention to our milk. Why we're doing this first? We're doing this first because the cream is going to put it in the fridge for a bit to cool down before we put it in there. And while we're doing that, we're going to do the jello. That needs to cool down as well. While that is cooling down, we'll start doing with the dough, filling it up, putting it in the oven. Most likely, because the trifle needs 2 to 3 hours to cool down before you can actually cut it. Most likely, guys, you will be seeing the results of both the spinach pie and the cake tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow on the stream, we'll start with that. I'll show you what we've done today. Okay, this looks good. So here comes the difficult part. I always have problem with this. You need to keep adding this slowly so we don't cook the eggs we have in here. You need to add approximately half the amount of warm milk that we had there. It's always better if you have someone to hold the freaking bowl underneath so it doesn't move. So let's hope I'm not gonna screw this up. This is what I mean. The whole thing is going to go back into the pot in a minute to probably cook, but we're doing this to help incorporate the eggs without actually burning them. This goes back in there and give it a good, nice little swirl here. And now this will go back in here, nice and slow while we're mixing it. Okay, now the milk there and although everything we added is on medium heat, so now we have to stay here, let it warm up, make sure it's okay. And I think I have a problem now. Actually, I have a problem, yes. The problem is I ran out of balls. Anyways, I'll find a way around this. It didn't measure properly. I hope you guys still with me here. I hope you guys still watching. Whew. Just need to wait to warm up a little bit. Man, where's Daft, man? Daft should be here. And also with the creams, never feel safe. They have the same problem that we have with milk. You're thinking, it's not solidifying, it's not getting there, and all of a sudden go boom. So you have to keep your eye there. That's why I'm not doing anything else while we're doing this. I want to make sure that I do not screw this up. And it's a good thing if you just slowly mixture this. You stir this slowly. Slowly, not because it makes an importance whether you do it fast or slow. It's just that so you have a feel of the consistency, whether it starts to becoming creamy or not, and to be ready instead of just, doing it every couple of minutes, whatnot. This is something, of course, I don't think you can actually see on the camera, but me using this, it is becoming a little bit, it's thickening slowly. I can feel it. I don't know if you can see it from the speed that is swirling there on your camera. So we got to be a little bit patient. I don't want to burn this. I want I don't do cakes often, or sweets, whatever you want to call this. Simply because of this. You have to keep mixing all the time. You have to be careful with the quantities. You have to be careful with the temperatures. Food is a lot easier, a lot simpler. I mean, you've seen it. I'm gonna give it a minute. I can't be asked to swirl all the time. So what we said we're gonna do next? Yes, we're gonna go on with the Jello. So let's get some of the stuff for the Jello ready. Get the packages out. My eye is really focused on that. Don't remember the recipe for the... Oh, there we go. See, I don't want to get stuck on the bottom. That's another problem. That's why I also need to keep mixing this. I don't know if the tool I'm using is the perfect one, or maybe this one is better. I think this one will be better, actually. So let's switch. Yes, much better. Come on. See, I told you should have been mixing this from the beginning without stopping. I will show you why, because we have some pieces on the bottom. These are, it's okay, you know, we can drain this afterwards if you want to, but this is actually cream that got stuck on the bottom and I just accidentally scraped it, which is not good. That's why we need to keep doing this. But that's a good thing about what we do here as a stream, that we don't do recipes 100%, you know, perfect. The way you see them on TV and all that. This is like home cooking. Mistakes happen. We might destroy some, you know, something. We have to redo it. So now, theoretically, I should really just like drain this, but I'm not going to do it. I can't be asked. But I have to be here now because we already kind of screwed it up a little bit. But accidents happen. Nothing is perfect. Also, it could be the fact that I'm rushing this a little bit and I have the heat up. I hope that's the case. Because there's a good chance that I might actually destroy it, because I see it's coagulating a lot in little pieces. That's not how it should be done. I think what's wrong here is it needs faster. There we go, that's the problem. Yep, that was the right tool. There we go, no pieces, all mixed up. Just needed faster mixing. There we go. See, nice little cream, yes. So, nothing got destroyed, just needed faster mixing with the right tool. Alright, we just need to leave this to cool down. Okay. But I'm not going to leave it on that because it's really hot. I'm going to take the other bowl, which I put here. I'm going to put this over. Oh, nice cream. Just take everything. There we go. Now, this cream is best if you put a film on top of it and you put it, you leave it somewhere for temperature room to cool down. Or you can put it in the fridge. The important thing is cover it so that it doesn't make a crust on top of it. This theoretically should stay in the fridge for a couple of hours, which of course we don't have, so I'm going to leave it over there in the other bench. And I'm going to use this pot because I've run out of bowls. You start the jello up, which I need to remind myself what's going on. Right, we're going to need some boiling water. Put the kettle on. Let's put this jello mix into the bowl. This is cherry, by the way. I mean, you can always use any type of flavor you guys like. Yep, if I actually cut this properly, we might have done something. One. Jello powder. What is it? Is it the Oh no, it's not Jello. I was trying to think. Americans have something with Jello. I mean, they have peanut butter and jelly. Oh, it's peanut butter and jelly, not Jello. Okay, so give me a second. I am gonna need to wash a little bit. We don't have double the items, but we have to wash the one we used to mix the cream. Home cooking, people. Okay, have the right tool. We're ready for that. This is back. Our spinach is cooling down here on the side. I'm just mixing it up a little bit. We have a lot of stuff everywhere at the moment. So we're gonna need 250 mLs of boiling water. We're gonna mix it, and then we're gonna add another 250 of cold water. Okay. Well, when it cools down, we can use it. So excuse me for just 1 second until the water is down to move on to the next step. Then we're gonna go and do the most difficult part of it, which is the dough. Because as I said earlier, I have not done a spinach pie in my life. Also, I am mixing the cream as well right now. I don't want it to make a crust, and I also need to keep mixing it so it keeps cooling down. Where's my trusty? Hold on. I need to wash this a little bit. Add the milk in it. It's the only measuring thing I have. Okay. We're gonna go for 250, which is the ml side liquid. 250 boiling water. Even if you put a little bit more, no harm done. Okay, it goes back. Mixing the cream again. Gonna put the 250 to have them ready. Cold water. Let's mix this to dissolve it. If you want, you can always add more sugar to this, guys. But like I said, we have already a very balanced cream. We've added the syrup on the bottom, so I really don't want to add more sugar to this. You could also, instead of adding the cold water, if you had any kind of what you call it, canned fruits that they are in syrup, you can add the syrup in here instead of the cold water. And you can do that instead of the cold. And of course, you can also add those fruits that may have in there. Okay, just want to make sure that everything is dissolved. That's why we use first the boiling water. Now we're gonna add the cold water. Gonna mix that nicely. Now this needs to cool down a little bit. You don't want to add, some of this liquid into your trifle. Don't worry about the foam. The foam is only a visual thing. It goes away after a while. If you put it in and then you put this into your tray and then you put it to the fridge to solidify, the foam just, can stay there. It doesn't bother you. It's just a visual thing. Right, let's go back to the cream for a second to mix it up. We don't want to make a crust. Also, we don't want... Sorry, I got a spinach leaf in my cream there. There we go. Now, if you actually do this on the proper time, because it takes a while, all cakes do, you need to let the cream cool down, then put it on the tray with the pastry, put it in the fridge for 2 hours so it's nice and solid, then you do the jello. On this version, we do it a little bit faster, for obvious reasons. Cream is still hot. I'm gonna give it a second. We'll start playing with this. Right, the dough. Oh my god, the dough. How are we gonna do this now with the dough? This is the part of the night I was really afraid of. Because as you know, if you haven't done something before and you're trying to do it live in front of a lot of people, a lot of things can go wrong. Anyways, right, let's get on with the dough stuff. Okay, it's a bit sticky still, so let's add a little bit of flour. This is why it's a good practice when you're making dough to leave it for a bit, then go and, I don't know what the word is. Do what I'm doing right now. I don't know what the word is for what I'm doing right now. Right, so let's give this a try. I'm going to start by trying to do, see how thin we can do this. This has to be very thin So I'm going to try opening up with my hands like we did last time when we did the pizza. I don't know if you can see this. My camera is a bit delayed, so I don't know if you guys are watching. But, I mean, if you have a rolling pin, you can go with it. Let's see if I have one, actually, because it's the only thing. I don't know if I actually have one. If I do, I'll give it a try. Let's see. To tell you the truth, is one thing I didn't really consider of buying for my kitchen. Because I really don't do stuff with dough, but I think it might be necessary now that we are starting to do things together. It might be necessary to get one, which I don't have. It's all good. We'll try and open this with our hands. I mean, if you just pressure it and try and open it up, take this out of the way a little bit. So, have a rolling pin, you can make this a proper round, but it has to be thin. That's the, not to break like mine did over there. If it does, just do this. Okay, I'm new to this as you are. That's the beauty of it. Now we need to put our mixture in there. And we're going to try and go for approximately 1 tablespoon of the mixture in the middle. And then we'll just cover it. Okay, that didn't work very well because it broke. Let's try this again. Okay, we'll get it right on the next attempt. I've made it too thin on some parts, too thick on some other parts. It didn't work out. Let's try this again. Do try this at home. It's not one of those shows that say, don't try this at home. No, please do try this at home. Let us know how it goes. Always nice to hear that somebody tried something you did and it was good, hopefully. So this one, I'm going to try and make it actually round. You know, maybe if I spin it, it will become out round and thin. Maybe. Seriously, I don't know how my grandmother does this. She's doing this and it's like, ooh, you're thinking, oh, this is easy. Trust me, dudes, this is not easy. It's not going exactly how I planned it to go. But I think we're getting there. This one looks a little bit better than the last one. So let's give it a try. Okay. Hold it. Oh, there we go. And just pressure this to make the little nice little shape there. Okay, then we'll go spread it out a little bit. Okay. First one. Okay, we'll do the rest. And hopefully they will get better. Let's see. Let's try mixing the cream a bit. We don't want to crash on the cream. I think I should have done one of these things, to tell you the truth, instead of all this at the same time. But this is turning out to be a little bit fun. Hey, Hickey. We are on the spinach pie part where I put the dough out, and I don't have a rolling pin as usual, and I'm trying to make nice little shapes. To do that, I will also try and do, you know what else? Next one, I'll try and do a different shape, because you can do, you can do rolls, you can do, trying to do some individual ones, but this thing needs to be thin. So without a rolling pin, I'm not succeeding 100%. In a minute, we're gonna have to take a break from this to do the cream. This is cooling down nicely. Jello is still okay. First time I'm doing this, Hecky. First time, man. Okay, it's not round, but let's put another full spoon and flip it and close it on the edges. And if you do this with your fingertips like this, you give it a little shape. There we go. Done another one. This is better than the first one for sure. I mean, this one a bit more filled with our mixture there. I'm gonna take a little bit more dough on this time. Okay, Ah, man, I wish I had... Dude, I'm telling you, tomorrow morning, first thing I do, I'm going over to a shop. I'm getting a rolling pin. Because I'm sure at some point on this stream, we're definitely going to do some more stuff, and we're going to need it. And this is really terrible. I mean, terrible in the sense that it's too much effort. If I had the rolling pin now, we'll be done. Just go, and you're done. So I think tomorrow I have to go and buy one. So next time we'll be more prepared. But some of you might be students, might not afford a rolling pin, because definitely to make this dough is water, flour, and olive oil. You could use sunflower oil, or whatever it is that you use in your daily kind of life in your kitchen. And if you don't have a rolling pin, you don't want to buy one, you just want to do this once, you know what I mean, is you have to do it this way. Well, it's a spinach pie. I'm also doing a trifold. I'll show you in a minute. We're going to add the cream, which is the second ingredient. I just need to see if I can try to make this kind of rectangular, but it's not working out very well. Oh man, I never thought this pizza, when we did pizza and I did this with my hands, it was a lot easier. I don't know. Okay, so what I wanted to do on this one basically was to add a little bit more, and I just wanted to, there we go, I just wanted to roll it like that so we could make a different shape. This could be, I don't know, 1 meter long, 2 meters long. You can twist it if you want to, like that. Okay, we'll do the other one. So you can twist and make little circles around, you know what I mean? Different shapes. Alright, so cream looks okay to go into our trifold. So quick break on this. Very quick break just to bring the tray on top of this to show you. So we had the kantaifi pastry there cooked. Okay, we added the syrup. Now we're gonna add the cream on top of it. I'm hoping enough for this tray. Should be enough. It smells wonderful, I have to say. Could have done with a little bit more cream. But like I said, mistakes happen. Don't remember which tray I used last time to do this. But for me personally, ideally, you know, you need enough cream to cover everything. For me, it doesn't matter because I'm a bit weird on my tastes and I don't want a lot of cream. I just want enough to have some sort of consistency. The important thing when you do it though, and anybody does it, is that the cream is actually spread and is touching every side of your container. That is the most important thing and tip I'm going to give you. It needs to touch. That's why you see me playing here, to make sure that the cream is actually touching every part around the container here, because what you don't want to happen is you don't want the jello to run through the cream and go to the bottom. That's how you make the 3 different layers, you know what I mean? This, you can have biscuits underneath, whatever. So this is why I'm doing this. Now, for me personally, like I said, I have different flavors, but I'm telling you the right way of doing it. After all, looks like the cream was enough. Personally, I like it when the jello goes underneath, personally. But if that happens, it won't look as good as we wanted, like the 3 different layers. But I like it because it infuses with the pastry, and then the whole trifold is all like encrusted in jello. What I like. But most people like the 3 different layers, so make sure the cream touches all over. I'm gonna put this in the fridge so that it cools down a little bit faster. Again, because the cream is there, you need to put a film on top of it. Okay, I don't, because we're going to try and do this fast. I'm just checking the jello is still very liquid. Good. So we're gonna continue trying to make a few more of the spinach pie stuff. Of course, if you want it, you could take this dough, which actually I might do, and, you know, spread it over a tray, put all the mixture in the middle of it, you know, and then make another round dough on top and cover it and actually make a pie. But definitely you would need to have a rolling pin for that, which FixxerTV does not own at the moment. But we will for the next time we deal with something like this. I promise. I am going tomorrow to buy one, so we'll be ready next time. Okay. I just need a little bit more dough on this, because this is torture, man. I'm telling you, this is torture. Do not do this, but it is a way of doing it. Just spread it out with your finger, your hands here, if you don't have a rolling pin. This is like, I don't know, how many years back do you think this actually is? You know what I mean? Like 300 years back, 400 years back? Didn't have rolling pins. I was rushing all day to, you know, write the menu so you guys can check it out on the stream. Go and buy everything else. Had to short out my fireplace, so I didn't think the rolling pin. Anyways, if you don't make this very thin, which I don't think I am doing right now, the only thing that's going to happen, basically, you're going to have more of a bready kind of filling to it, but you really need to be thin, really thin, so you don't eat all bread, you know. So, from the looks of things, this one will become a long one as well, like the one we did before. So, we're just going to roll it. And roll it again and again, close it. Oh, we broke a little bit there. I'm trying to repair that. There we go. Now, because I'm really rushing this a little bit, I would like to point out one thing. That you really need to leave the spinach to properly dry. If it has a lot of liquids, it's going to happen what happens to mine at the moment, which is that the liquid pours out and then the dough doesn't close properly. Spinach burrito. Hey, Dorian, how you doing? Well, if I had the rolling pin, dude, I would show you more shapes, but I don't know, maybe... Oh, hold on, you know what? I'm going to attempt something since I don't have a rolling pin, but I'm going to attempt something really weird. I'm going to take my hammer and see if I put the hammer... Ah, maybe that will work. Look at that. Let's hammer it down. Just need to make sure the hammer does... Ah, there we go, man. We're getting somewhere now. A little bit. Improvise, people. There we go. Okay, it's not perfect. We'll do the next one better, but here we go. We are improvising. Ah, there we go. Now we're talking. Okay, man, I promise you, by the time we do all these streams together, I think I will be much better at doing this stuff. Ah, there we go. We'll do another burrito for our friend Dorian over there. It's gonna be a little bit bigger, I think. Let's try this. I'm pretty sure somewhere there's my girlfriend watching me do this, and she's like, look at he's doing everything wrong. Okay, another one goes in here. Let's see, now that we have partially a tool, see if we can do something more. How are you doing, Dorian? I haven't seen you in a while, man. I hope everything is okay. Let's try this wonderful tool we have invented. The rolling pin hammer. But see, you can really find solutions to every problem. But now at least they become thin, man. This thing is getting thin. Like really thin the way it should be. Wow. Rolling pins are good. If we can make this. Ah, well, I've been playing, you see, the stream, Dorian, we've been playing what you call it, Curse of the Temple Gods, the different game. So it's pretty good, pretty fun, early access and all that. It was a blast today. Actually, I had a lot of fun. I think the guys that were here also had a bit of fun watching me trying to beat the gods. Now this one, can I do this? That? Can I do it? Can we do this? There we go. We made a little bit of something. Okay, we need to make this bigger to make round thingies. This looks more like a shell. How's my jello? Still liquid. Good, good. But you know what? I'm wondering, because I usually don't make those, but this one, I mean, just flour, water, and olive oil. Things are a little bit easier than I thought they would be, you know what I mean? Generally speaking. But this, man, look at this thing we're creating here. We are rolling with a hammer. Really, human beings can be creative when they want to. We could also take a knife, you know, and cut this, put it back in there, and then try and shape this a little bit. Maybe I'll make it square. There we go. Okay, so I've made this kind of squarish with a knife. Pinwheel. No, this is like, you know how people say, oh, the wife is going to get the rolling pin, right? Okay, but the man is going to get the hammer, you know? So when the man is in the kitchen, don't need the rolling pin. We get a hammer out. So let's see, can I make this? We can make, okay, I think I've put a little bit too much, but we could, if we just do this right. There we go. We've made this sort of triangle. I'm trying different shapes and stuff. I just want to play. Because, I mean, kitchen, if you're in the kitchen and you don't play a little bit, you know what I mean? When you're doing things like that, I think we're missing the point. Okay, we're not cooking here for a family. We have to go to work. We're trying to learn together how to make a lot of things. Some, local traditional recipes for dummies kind of thing. Dummy number one is me, of course. Because I put a couple of pieces, I'm just trying to mix them up together here, so we can get our hammering rolling pin that we just created and go over it. Oops. Again. And again. I don't know how it looks on the stream, seriously, what I'm doing. I know probably it looks silly to a lot of people, like, oh, he doesn't have a rolling pin, he's streaming. Yeah, so I am creative. I found a way around it. But soon we're going to have to go back to our trifold again. I always have spare flour or something like that so everything doesn't get stuck. But the last one we did as a triangle didn't work very well. So this one, I'm going to do something different again. I'm going to put it the way it is across. It's going to rest it there. I want to try and make some sort of a mini pie on that one. Yes, that is a very good idea. There you go. Yes, a can of soda will do. Yeah. Actually, yeah. Oh, you know what I have? We could use actually, and we will actually, just for the fun of it. I have a bottle here. Let's try the bottle. Yep, we just need to add a little bit more flour because it's getting sticky to it. Man, this is a unique stream, man. Tell me, which one did you watch on TV? They're actually showing you, if you don't have something at home, how to actually do. Oh, the bottle is actually better, you know? I don't have to worry about it. Oh, check that out. Look at that. Creative cooking. And it's becoming thin, as it should. It's just getting stuck a little bit. I need more flour. Dorian comes to the rescue. Good Dorian. We like Dorian. There we go. You know what's the major problem on this one, Dorian? There is a major problem at the moment. And that is... who... I'm going to try and make this square again. Who is going to clean the mess that I've done right now? I don't know. Does that show? Yeah, it shows a little bit. Okay. So, one square there. Gonna bring the other one that we've made a second ago. And we're gonna try and square that to whatever extent can, that is. A little bit. So you can make any shape. You just need a knife and a bottle. There you go. I'm not buying a rolling pin. I have plenty of bottles. Right, so have a square. Showing you a square. Gonna put some of the mixture in there. Try and spread it out nicely. There we go. I hope you can see what I'm doing. I'm gonna take the other one and we're gonna cover it. Okay, the one I've put is a little bit smaller, so we're gonna fold the other one. And like that, we're gonna make like a little envelope. What did I do with my knife? Oh, there's a knife. So we can cut anything that's excess and fold it again. Pressure it a little bit. Corners you can cut a little bit there. Fold it again. Okay, as you do know, I'm not very good at presentation, but we have theoretically this. Okay, it looks okay. It's different from the others we did, so it goes inside the tray. So we've managed to do a couple of shapes. Hold on, let me make some space here so we can see this. We're not gonna need this. So we've done the first one, which was crap. Then we did a little bit better. We did two long ones. This one broke a bit. We'll see how that's gonna come out. I'm leaving them like this so we can see all the mistakes tomorrow, because they need 30-40 minutes to cook, and we also have to do more things. So you'll see the results tomorrow. We did some squiggling ones, like a shell shape, whatever. A triangle, if you can call it a triangle, a little pie shape as well. So we're going to put this in the oven right now. They're going in. I have it at 160 degrees Celsius. See how long it's going to take. As I said before, never done this before. Yeah, well, we're going to see that tomorrow on the stream live, of course, but you're absolutely right. If there was a TV, we'll transition to the end product instantly, which will happen on the video on YouTube. Okay? That will happen on the video on YouTube. I know today we did it, so we were going back and forth between the trifle and the spinach pie. Like I said earlier, I will do the write-up for each one individually, so you will be able to follow the instructions from the written, and then if you have any kind of like question thingies, you can go. I have a little bit more dough, which it doesn't fit on that tray, so I'm going to play with it later. So if I am late tomorrow afternoon for the stream, don't wonder why. I have a mess of a kitchen to deal with right now. I don't remember my mom, my grandmom, or my ex can say of making this much mess. We chefs are messy, really messy. So I'm gonna be playing with all this stuff a little bit later as well. So hopefully, and just for the show, we're bringing out the pastry with the cream. I hope the microphone is still good, you know, no breathing and all that. You can hear me. I need a much bigger kitchen. I know I've said it already 10 times, but right. Okay, it's already solidified a little bit, so I'm assuming you guys can see this. So I'm gonna add the jello now and be done with it because of the stream and the time restrictions we have. And the reason why we have time restrictions is because it's almost 11 o'clock at night, and you know, I can't stay here until 2 o'clock in the morning. So jello goes in. Like I said, you need to leave this an hour and a half in the fridge to actually be really solid. The jello could be a little bit, whoops. So you need to pour this really gently, because if you don't, what happens is what's happening right now is the jello is warm and it has pressure, so it's breaking the cream. I will try and show you where I broke the cream. And by doing that, right now the jello is going underneath the cream, which is something you do not want, and is going to go underneath to the pastry. I like it because this way, this cake, trifle, whatever, the whole thing, the cream, the pastry will all be enclosed in jello. Jello outside, everything inside. I like it that way, but that's not the right way of doing the cake. The idea is to have 3 layers. Now, I don't know how visible it is on the camera, so I will try and take this camera and zoom in. Sorry, my camera has a lot of delay, but what I want you to see, I'm hoping you will see, is all the little bits floating. All these little bits floating, it's happening because I didn't leave the cream to cool down properly in the fridge. That is something you guys should do properly when you do it home, when you have the time. There's plenty of jello, so even if it goes underneath, it'll still be on the top. So, okay, you can see the bits there, I can see. So I'm going to take this and put it in the fridge. We could have left the jello a little bit longer, I suppose, to cool down. The other way you can do this, just to make sure that you don't break the cream, is to actually use a spoon or something like that in front of the pot or the tray that you have the jello, so it gentles into the cream. Okay, so we're going to see how this turns out tomorrow. It needs 2-3 hours in the oven, sorry, in the fridge, to cool down and become proper sweet. Now, we have a couple more minutes before I go. I will attempt to do something else as well, just because I'm in the mood, really, okay? I've also have to say that because, as you do know, I get stressed when I'm cooking for you guys. We forgot to add the butter in the cream, but no problem. The butter is there just to make it more shiny, which, personally, I don't care. It doesn't add much to the flavor, because I've done it before. As you do know, I'm really forgetful. But I am looking for the thing I need. Ah, there we go. That's the thing I need to do the next thing, which I didn't really plan, but there's no need for us not to do it. Now, what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen, since we have the kantaifi pastry and we're in the kitchen and we have it ready and all that, I think I should show you, theoretically, because I've never done it. You know, we're learning how to cook together here, right? I'm putting some stuff away as well. I haven't done it before. We're actually going to make the traditional kantaifi kind of sweet. We have plenty of the pastry here, okay, which has been defrosted. Now, we need to find out how we're actually going to use this to do the cake, the normal sweet that you can find in a lot of pastry shops. I haven't done it before, so we're going to experiment, and most likely in another stream I'll practice and we'll do it better. This is not on the menu. There's no recipe underneath the stream or anything, but I got this left over, so I want to do something with it. So, with no further ado, as they say, first things first, ladies and gents, we're going to get our multi-little spinny thingy, and we are going to add some almonds live. Adding almonds live? Dudes, we gotta have fun in our lives. I hope you're enjoying this. I am. But it would be nice if one of you actually volunteered to come here tomorrow morning and do some washing up. We got some walnuts. Always in the fridge. Actually, you can keep this in the fridge if you buy them. They stay for a long time. We're gonna add a little bit of walnuts. Maybe I'm overdoing it. Don't ask me for quantities. It's up to your taste, you know what I mean? How much you're gonna do and all that. These are the two main ingredients. There's one more, which is... Sorry, I'm going through my stuff because I just figured this one out. It's a cinnamon. Okay, I'm gonna add some cinnamon in there. Not a lot, just a little bit for the flavor. And we're gonna give it a spin. I don't want to make this powder. We just need to break them down so they're not, 100% full. So, hold on a second. This goes there. Have a little socket here. I think I overdid it a bit. But, like I said, we are experimenting here. Let's experiment together. Let's see how that looks like. We even have one almond which is whole, but it's not going to go wasted. Looks good. So, that is step number 1. Step number 2, I think it's better if I take a plate. Now comes the hard part. The hard part is this. So we have this hair-like pastry, which I'm trying to spread evenly. Okay. So we're gonna put this there. Maybe I've put too little, but anyways. And what we need to do is we need to roll this, close this like this, and hopefully it will work. You need to do something like this. I think the next one will be better. Okay, hold on. Small kitchen. So we take this and we'll put it there. Let me try and do another one. Just gonna try and take a little bit more. This hair-like thingy. Okay. The thing is, it has to be thick enough so the walnuts and cinnamon and all that, they don't go through it, but also not too thick, because otherwise. So let's try this again. If we can hold this without actually breaking it. No, this is not going well. Not going well because it's broke underneath. Trying to do it a little bit right the other way around. Oh, maybe if I fold it like this. Maybe. Let's see. Not very successful, but I'm gonna put it in there because I don't know what else. This is really too big. Man, I'm telling you, these guys that make this, or the people that actually thought of this, they are heroes, man. I mean, working with this is more difficult than you guys think. You're probably looking at me and say, oh, this guy is, he has no clue. Seriously, you try and play with this, it's really hard to not, make it, not to break. This thing doesn't stick. There we go. This one, half of it is good. I'm gonna put that one there. I'm not gonna make any more. Small little thingy here. In a minute, all the plates will be on the top. If you are late to the party, yes, you are late to the party. We already finished the trifold. We put the spinach pie in the oven, and we're just experimenting a little bit with the leftover kantaifi pastry that I have, trying to make actually proper kantaifi, which is this thing, in theory. So if this pastry, we put walnuts and almonds and cinnamon in a mixture, we made this, and we put it trying to roll it, but rolling it is really difficult. Anyways, probably this will stay for me to play later or tomorrow. The next step that we need to do is we need to take a little bit of butter. This really needs butter on the top. When I say little, I mean little. No advertisement is intended. This is home cooking, so I'm using what I have home. Actually, this is too much. Like half of that. So when I say a little bit of butter, I mean a little bit of butter into the container. This goes back in the fridge. We just need approximately 2 teaspoons, just to go on top of the pastry. That's it. Camping gas, I use this. It's a lot faster for me than using all this that we have here. A lot of us have this at home in Greece because this is how you make Greek coffee, which I'm assuming I'll have to show you one day how to do that. So just melting the butter. Let me take a spoon. But Purple, don't worry, man. If you missed it, You're a subscriber, you can watch it on the videos, you know, you can run back into it. Also, it will be on YouTube in about a month, because they do open up in 2 days for Patreons, and then 1 month later they go over to YouTube. So YouTube is about a month behind what we normally do. By the way, we don't want to cook the butter here, we just need to melt it. When I was making it, well, you know what? I went over to the supermarket today to buy all the other stuff for all this today, and they do have some frozen stuff there. But I don't want to, because it's a very specific cut. I want to go over to my butcher's and see if he has some, and then we will do it. I don't know. We'll try and do it next week. So this is butter. We just need to do a little bit on the top. Maybe I put too little. I've never done this before. Just a bit for the flavor on the top. By the way, this doesn't take a very long time to cook. As you've seen, the one we warmed up, because this is pre-cooked a little bit, the pastry. For the cake, we did the trifold. So I'm going to put this in. Hopefully in 5 minutes this should be ready, theoretically. Although it's going... Oh, ow, 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 I'm blind. I'm blind. I'm going to put this on the bottom because we have the spinach pie in there. I think I might have it a little bit too high, but all good. Anyways, we'll see how that plays out tomorrow. Don't forget, we still have the syrup. The syrup that I've made a lot more than I told you. Whoops. We're going to use this syrup we have here when the kantaifi itself comes out, because we need to soak it in syrup. Anyways, you know what I'm going to do, guys? It's 10 minutes past 11. I think I'm going to take a chance, and I'm going to turn the oven down a little bit, and we're going to go over in there and chat a little bit and see if something gets done in the next 10 minutes or so. And if it does, we can show you what's going on here. And then we'll see how it goes. So give me a moment to move over, and I'll see you in a minute. Let's see how we are doing. Good. All right, let's take out first. The spinach pie that you guys been waiting for. Let's turn the oven off. So that's how they come out. Yeah, they're a little bit stuck because all the juices came out from the spinach pie, from the spinach, which we didn't clean. We didn't leave it to dry properly. Of course, you could always add a little bit of olive oil on the bottom of this. The rest of it, like this one, what we actually did properly, as you can see, the little like envelope, kind of like, it's pretty good. So I'm going to take that one as a sample, and we're going to cut it. Let me just see where I'm going to put this, but don't burn everything. Found the right spot. We need a little knife because it's really hot at the moment. It's not crunchy. You could leave it longer to make it crunchy. But as you can see, but don't burn myself. It's nice. The filling is there, everything. It's a bit crunchy on the outside, soft on the bottom. Ow. Got myself burned. I am going to be enjoying this in a minute. Duff, you're here. I was looking for you, man. I was saying, where's Duff? Duff should be here for this. Duff cannot miss this. So we did different shapes and everything, but I think this was a more successful one. And for me doing this for the first time, I don't think, I suppose we can show it like this, try and be professional. Or adapter, you can see it later on. So, okay, we did different shapes and everything. So that's the spinach pie. Since Daft is here in purple, let me show you again. We did various shapes. This is the first time I'm actually doing this. So we try and do some sort of a triangle, one that looks like a snail thingy. We did some long ones, which, okay, they're a bit stuck, but oh well. First time. Ow, ow, I'm burning. I mean, those look a little bit white because I have a bit of flour on top of it. I overdid it a bit, but you know, first time. Wasn't too bad. So since we're doing this, we also, let me see the trifle with the jelly. How is that doing? I don't think it's solid. Ah, there you go. Nope, it's not done yet. But remember that I said that we should really leave it 2 hours to cool down. It's exactly what I told you is going to happen. It made the holes in the cream and the jelly went to the bottom. This is why we should have waited 2 hours for the cream to cool down. But since we have the stream restrictions, well, we didn't do it. Anyways, it's still edible. It's just not gonna look good, you know, the pinky stuff on the top with the cream and that, but it's still there. And this that we have right here is our terrible failed attempt to actually make kantaifi. Terrible. It's a fail. I couldn't really wrap them up properly, but since I have it, I'm gonna carry on and finish this by adding the syrup that we made earlier to add to the other one. I'm doing it this way because I don't know, you probably can't hear this, but right now it's sizzling because the glass tray is really hot. So I'm dropping this gently because it's cold, so it doesn't break the glass, just in case. Although this shouldn't really break, and I'm gonna just drench it. That's it. Oh, I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna try this tomorrow. So we made 2 sweets today instead of 1. First time doing this is not perfectly wrapped, but I think I will still enjoy eating this later on. The pie went okay. You have a lot of cleaning to do. Thank you very, very much for being here tonight, guys. I do appreciate it with all the ups and downs that we had today. Tomorrow is Thursday. We'll be back tomorrow. We're going to play the Dailies on Rogue Company, the FPS game. We're going to carry on with the Curse Temple here. Oh, Biddy's Room Panic. Thank you. We're going to carry on with the temple. I want to get some levels down on the temple and unlock a few things. As always, the time is underneath the stream on your local time. This video will be available for patrons on Saturday, for the rest of you in a month. So have a great night. I'll see you guys tomorrow for some more gaming.